Hello everybody, QC Runner for QC Runner Games, and I'm back today with another episode of Hustle Castle. It has been a while, as I keep saying every time I do videos, but it is time for another event preview update, as well as a new update to the game that I think will be fairly meta changing. So we're going to go over the details of what I know so far, and yeah, that would be my normal review video of what's coming up. But like I said, I think the main part of what we're going to be discussing here is going to be the updates. We got some items that are going to be changing on our set bonuses, so that will be interesting. Real quick before jumping into there, I did want to say if you're not already a subscriber to the YouTube channel, click that subscribe button. I know I haven't been putting out quite as much content lately, trying to wait for the games to kind of get some fresh ideas into the games, because they're all fairly, I know we did just get a talent update here in Hustle Castle, but the gameplay itself is fairly stale in my opinion, so that's kind of why I haven't been putting out as many videos lately. But anyway, I don't plan on going away. I definitely plan on being around for a long time, so just waiting for some things to get a little bit more interesting again. But anyway, so if you want to be alerted whenever I have a video out, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click that bell button. We did just pass 3,400 subscribers, so thank you to everybody who has been subscribing. I very much appreciate your support, as well as support the other methods that I have as well with Buy Me Coffee, and we have YouTube memberships as well. So I'm trying to give a shout out to everybody that is supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You can see those people down below in the ticker, as well as I like to talk about that right before the video starts. So Buy Me Coffee, Loco, and Flart have been supporting the channel for some time now. I do appreciate you guys. They are members on my Zero City clan, so thank you very much for your support, as well as my YouTube memberships as well. We have monthly memberships there. There's a variety of different ways to participate there. Keith, Guiles, Ashton, and then we have AI who joined. Let me know, AI, if you have a different name you'd like me to put down below and to announce. But right now all I have to go on is AI, so thank you very much for joining, and thank you for everybody for your contributions. I very much appreciate that. All right, so what do we have here? One, right when I logged in, my guy here was really unhappy because I actually have not really logged in much more than jumping in, deploying my squads, and that's about it. So, like I said, for me, the gameplay has kind of gotten a little bit stale. So in between events, I've kind of been stepping away a little bit. And, you know, obviously, as most of you know, I cover other games as well. So Shelter War, American Dad, Zero City, you know, as events going on there, I'm spending more time on one game or another. So we do have an event coming very soon in Hustle Castle, so I'm going to go ahead and cover the details of what I had. And what we have here is on my Discord server. It's not quite as we don't have a lot of the fancy glitz of the image that we've had in the past, so it's kind of just been some text details. So this is what we have. So thank you very much to Xpirate for your sharing this. All these details you can find on my Discord server, and that link can be found below as well and in the description of the video. So these are the items we have. So this is what I think we'll be having posted when the event goes live, or right before the event goes live. After the last maintenance, the power in the player's profile is updated after participating in the expedition in the same way it is updated after participating in other activities. What that means, at least in my opinion, I'm pretty sure what they're talking about there is the way your historic high gets updated. Because right now, you know, if we go, well, you guys can't see what I'm looking at here. Let me turn that off again. So if we go up here and look at our profile up here, we can see our historic high. So that's the highest number I've ever gone into battle with. So 18.6 million. I realize that's pretty low. But if I go here and look at my current setup, 18.2. So anytime I go into battle, it's not going to raise my historic high. If I change, I could actually make my power over 20 million if I wanted, but I'm trying to keep it down. So if I went in and put max everything in, this number up here would go higher. So it sounds like expeditions are going to, in the past, they did not raise your historic high. And as my understanding, when you go into dungeons and what's the other one? And Clan Wars. I don't quote me on this, but I know in some of the other games those don't raise your high, and I guess Expeditions didn't as well. But it sounds like that is going to be changed very soon. Discord, let's turn that back on. But this is after, so I guess it's already there. But, you know, as most of you are here, we have a new event coming. So a Rune Event. Shrum will be at the front gates of the castle soon. We don't have any of those details. I don't have that posted here, so I will get that posted on my Discord server if there is anything additional. This is all I have right now that Xpirate posted. So here's the updates that are going to be going on with the new runes. So we got Rune of Unshakable. So they're going to be armor runes, but they're going to be armor runes that are going to be dependent on the weapon that they're using. So for our tank, if the tank is running an axe, when the weapon's basic ability is triggered, all enemies hit lose a percentage of their armor, and fear is imposed on them for a certain amount of time. For daggers, once in a while, when an equipment or artifact ability are triggered, the fighter heals a percentage of health. Sounds good. Maybe that'll make assassins a little bit more useful. Let me do a quick check, make sure you guys are seeing these updates. Yeah, okay. All right, daggers. So now mace. Once in a while, the stun effect of a mace is replaced by the freeze effect. Stun and freeze, I don't know what the difference is there. The enemy fighter cannot move or attack, increases the cooldown of the opponent's equipment and artifact abilities. Okay, could be useful. Spear, when the weapon's basic ability is triggered, has a chance to deal a certain amount of damage equal to blank of the target's max health every blank seconds. That sounds highly useful, so more reasons to start using the spear. I'm still not using my legionnaires like I should be, but maybe this will, if I get that spear, that might help me to, or if I get that rune, that might allow me to start using my spear, or my legionnaire. But with something we're discussing a little bit, I might not, we'll see. All right, sword. Every time a fighter's target attacks, it has I can't read this one. Each time a fighter's target attacks, it has a chance to hit the nearest ally. If there are no allies, the enemy hits itself. Ooh, nice. When the target is changed, the effect continues to work. Ooh, that could be fun. Okay, we'll have to see how that goes. For mages, with the book, when a unit is stunned, all incoming damage is reduced. Not exciting. Stuns, a scepter, stuns a random enemy unit each time, all incoming damage is increased, and outgoing damage is decreased. Okay. Yeah, we'll see on that one. The part I don't like about that, as you guys know, I don't like the randomness. I want good, reliable results, and not random results. Orb. Once in a while, the fighter imposes a poison on the enemy. Nice. The enemy takes damage for a time. Its attacks being damaged are reduced, and poison works for a certain amount of time. That's the one I want right there. That's what I'm going to use. Wand. The fighter's attack ignores the enemy's armor and deals additional damage, which also ignores the enemy armor to the tune of target's max health. Priority is the warrior. Okay, that sounds good too. Archers. All right, for the bows, occasionally the fighter, the agility rune, by the way, occasionally the fighter will fire electric arrows at random enemies. Whenever enemies hit, they'll be stunned. Crossbow, each unit shot increases the target's weapon cooldown. If it's a crit, adds an additional time. Not very exciting. The turret attacks targets at once, 2 targets at once for a shotgun. I'm still not running that one, but I don't see a lot of people using it yet, so maybe that'll help. Okay, so that's really it for, you know, what the runes are going to be. So, you know, typical rune event is it's just a card collecting event. We go through, we play all different parts of the game, and you get different cards. Each card will help you complete a collection. Once you complete a collection, you get your runes. In the past, it takes 250 to 350 collections usually to get all of the runes. And if you just went up to a new throne room, then you can get all the, or not really throne room. Once you level your fighter to the next level, based on the throne room update, you will be allowed to get the new set of runes. So if you just upgraded, you can get every single rune that's in the game. So it's like, what, 21 now, 24, I'm not even sure. Actually, it might be 27. So there's gonna be a lot, obviously. But somebody like me, I think I already have all of them, but these new ones, so, you know, 250 to 350, depending on how they're putting the odds out there for getting the, getting all the runes. So, and this is one, you know, do you need to buy the pass? I have not bought a pass in these type of events for some time. I mean, you're certainly passing on some of the stuff you can get by buying it, but I don't think you need to. So if you're on the fence of whether you should or not, it doesn't seem like you really need to. And with all the games, all the events coming out and all the games I cover, it gets really expensive. So these are the events I've passed on. I always think about it and I never end up buying it. So, or not for the last several renditions of it in this game, Zero City and American Dad as well. Okay, so that's the event, and I'll jump in and cover it obviously when the event goes live and see what things are looking like. But here's the big thing. They're going to nerf, it looks like, maybe some buffing. I didn't read everything, but I read a couple. Looks like they're going to nerf some of the sets. So like I said, I think that could certainly affect the meta, because one thing in particular, as we can see on the bottom of the screen, let me see if you guys can see that yet. Yeah, you guys can't see that yet. So it looks like that is going to affect how things are going here. So let me bring it up. Let me see what you guys are seeing. You're right there in the middle. Okay, so right here in the middle it says Ancient Set Supposition. So this is a big one right off the bat here. The Paladin's 4 of 6 bonus no longer protects the Paladin from the stun effect. Right now, pretty much everybody in this game and all the other games, because everybody's following suit here at Hustle Castle, runs a 4 of 6 Paladin, and usually with a 2 of 6 Darkula. But you know, there's other options there as well, because that's really all you need. You don't need the Paladin 6 of 6. Now that the 4 of 6 is no longer protecting the Paladin's not going to be able to protect everybody else as much, so it's going to kind of reduce the usefulness, I think, of the Paladin. So maybe it's going to be added to the 6 of 6. It doesn't say it, but that might have a huge impact on people running this set, or this partial set. And then also says allies are immune to stun effect for 1.5 seconds instead of 2.5 seconds. So now it's not even helping the allies as much either. So I have a feeling Paladins are going to be going away and people aren't going to be using them as much. And then here at the bottom it says Paladin heals himself or allies when their health drops below 15% instead of 25%. So all in all, Paladin's going to become a lot less useful, I think. Annihilator, still using the Annihilator a lot. I know a lot of people aren't, but I still like this one. So the fragment damage is increased from 40,000 to 80,000, so Annihilator becomes better. Annihilator's crushing blow damage is increased from 125% to 200% of the maximum health. Again, good. And the limitation of the crushing blow the limitation of crushing blow to 1 use in combat has been removed. So it sounds like it can be used occasionally. So it sounds like Annihilator is going to become a lot stronger. I'm still running my Annihilator, so looking forward to that. Bastion, nobody runs Bastion, but they no longer freeze when using ability. I don't know if that's going to change them or not, but I don't think so. I'm still not going to build one of those. Shadow never seems to be very useful. I know other people like them, not as much as the Legionnaires anymore, but maybe with these updates, maybe this will make the Shadow a little bit more useful to Legionnaires. So the damage of the second hit after movement has been increased from 70,000 to 170,000 damage over 3.5 seconds. Fairly significant, so I might have to go try my Shadow again. Now after moving for 5 seconds after each hit, Shadow deals 80% of the damage dealt. Now after moving for 5 seconds after each hit, Shadow deals for 80% of the damage. Yeah, I don't know what the normal one on that is, but that's interesting. And now after moving, Shadow is invulnerable for 1 second. Yes, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go check out my Shadow again. That'll be interesting, because more than likely my Paladin's going away. All right, Legionnaire. This, I think, will be another big one as well, because everybody's running Legionnaires. Most people are running 2 Legionnaires. Some people are running 3 Legionnaires. I'm still not running any. This, I think, will be another big meta change. So right now, Legionnaire now block, or after the update goes live, because I just verified that it's still the old numbers here. Legionnaire now blocks if it is greater than 45,000 instead of 30,000. So I guess Legionnaire is blocking damage after 30, and now it's going to be 45,000. So they need to take more damage before they start blocking it. So when fired, Legionnaires stun enemies for a short amount of time. So again, reduces their usefulness. Change to how shields work. Now shields do not stack on top of each other. So all of that, we'll have to see how exactly it plays out, but I have a feeling running 2 or 3 Legionnaires is no longer going to be a meta setup anymore, but we'll see. Storm, a lot of people don't run them. I like to use them in Gem Bay. I do that a lot. I actually run Legionnaire and Storm in Gem Bay, but not in my normal fighting. But the change to Storm, so mind damage reduction reduced from 50% to 25%. That does not seem very helpful. Mind damage reduction reduced from 50. Yeah, that's not very good. Lightning damage increases from 100% to 100,000 to 120. Slightly better. Damage reduction and duration of effects in mind form are removed. Okay, so I think all in all, Storm will become a little bit better. So we'll do some more testing on that one, of course. Executioner of Light. So this is why a lot of people are not using Annihilator, because they all want Executioner of Light. I now have one of those. I use them occasionally, especially in Gem Bay, but I don't usually use them in my normal setup. I don't think I have them set up perfectly. So, and I didn't move all my legendary gems from my Annihilator, so I never gave it a proper test, but it wasn't great. But so the changes here: increased cooldown time on main abilities and reduced enemy blind time. So I have a feeling Executioner of Light might not be as useful. So I mean, obviously the goal here is to take all those sets that were like massively OP and those that were massively under OP, trying to level the playing field a little bit more. So I think we're going to see a lot more variability, and we're going to have a lot more different sets. So maybe something like Bastion will be more useful, and people might start running different kinds of things like that. So I think that's going to be a good part of the game. Like I said, the game's kind of become fairly standard and stagnant because people are building almost all the same builds, and it's almost all the same fights, and it's taking away some of the interest for me anyway. So I think the build I have is going to be affected maybe fairly significantly here, but it'll be fun to get back in there and see how to set it up and make it useful again. Anyway, let's finish this out. So we got a couple more to go through. So the priest now heals an ally with the lowest hit points for 10,000 hit points with each attack. Priest now heals an ally with the lowest hit points for 10,000 with each attack. Okay, priest, nobody's really running them anymore. I still like them. I do them in the dungeon. The dungeon? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, that might make them a little bit more useful, maybe. Incinerator now deals 200,000 points of damage split between all enemy units. I have to go see what that one's currently doing. Maybe that 200,000 is to an individual person. I'm not sure, but if we're making Incinerator even better, then that's not certainly not lowering their effectiveness. All right, I'm going to check out these last couple, and then we got some images to show as well for the event. Forgot about that. But before we show those, I'm going to go ahead and look at Incinerator to see what Incinerator currently is. So Darkula, this will be another meta-changing item, I think. Distributed damage reduction from 420% to 320%. Darkula now has a 5% chance to restore 75% of his health instead of 100. So again, people are running multiple Darkulas. I'm running multiple Darkulas. They're not going to be as useful. They don't do as much damage anymore, and they're not going to restore as much as before. So again, at least for me, it's certainly going to be changing what I'm doing. So it's unfortunate because it's one of my favorite sets, but we'll see how it goes. A lot of different things to consider for sure. And last but not least, for the Octohands, the Ghostly Hand now deals pure damage to the enemy. Correction to the Ghost's work, it will no longer consider a henchman. Don't know Octo Hands, I haven't used it, so I can't really talk on that one too much. So before we look at these images, let me do a real quick look at Incinerator. 200,000 points of damage split amongst all enemies. So I'm going to have to refresh because we timed out here. Let me turn off Discord, hop back into the game, and just do a real quick check. Fortunately, this is the PC version. It loads pretty quickly. And Incinerator, let's just do it right here. So once in a while, fires a blast dealing 100,000 damage distributed amongst all enemies. Burning enemies will receive 65%. So now it's going to be 200,000 damage. So that seems like it makes Incinerator even better, which is very exciting. That'll be good. Let's go look at Darkula and see here. So 6 of 6. Here's our 420%. That's going to be reduced to 320%. Then down at the bottom, when Darkula deals damage to himself, he has a 5% chance of healing himself by 100%. Wonderful. It's only 5%, so 1 in 20 times it's going to happen. So it's not a huge deal. That's only going down to 75%. So that part's not going to be a huge thing. But certainly the 320 will be fairly big. Let me look real quick to see if there's anything else. Yeah, I think that's good. We covered pretty much everything else as far as it already showed what it was going to be. Okay, last but not least, let me go and let me bring Discord back up again one more time. And then we have some images here to show. So these will be some of the... I don't know why I have to click on these things in the background. I'm clicking some of the smiley faces because everybody's unhappy again. Alright, so these will be the images of what we have coming in. So it looks like maybe some of the new sets, maybe they're changing the way the sets are going to be looking. You know what? Let's go back up. I didn't see any changing to any of the archers. So it looks like there's no change. I mean, I'm still running my archer setup, so with some of the others getting weaker, like Annihilator or like Legionnaire, maybe archers come back into play again. So I'm still running them. They're still a big part of my offense, so hopefully with everything else balancing out, maybe they become useful again. Anyway, back to pictures. So we got this guy. That'll be the new orb, I guess, or an orb. And daggers, I guess we have new sets that will be coming out. So yeah, there we go. Those are the images that'll be coming out when it goes live. So no details yet specifically when this event's going to go live. Obviously, lately we've been seeing updates coming when we're a day before. So look out for that on my Discord server. I mean, all the other places too, Facebook and Hustle Prime and things like that. Everywhere it's posted, when we're one day out. So I don't know the details. Thursday is quite often a very popular time. Today is Tuesday my time, so it's possible today goes live in a couple days. It's possible it's going to be next week. So I have not heard any details. I'm not even going to speculate on that because it changes all the time, and any downtime for me, it's a good time between all the events and stuff going on. I'm happy to take a little bit of a break. I haven't really been doing a whole lot with my talents, so I need to do that, but I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm kind of waiting for this new rebalance to come out because different items are going to become meta and things like that. So, if I go look at my Legionnaire, obviously I can get a better talent than that. There's no reason really to stay on this one. But if I'm not going to do my Legionnaire, there's really no point in focusing on that one at first. So, and it sounds like there's going to be a rebalance and a little bit of a modification in the way talents are done anyway. So I'm certainly not going to touch any of that, but I will during the event, and I'll cover some of that as well. So, and alliances are supposed to become a little bit easier and more understandable and a little bit more useful as well. So we'll see what those specifics are. It's just kind of vague at this point, but looking forward to the update. Looking forward to getting back into this game because, like I said, I haven't been playing it a whole lot lately. So I will be back as soon as this event goes live. And anything between now and that time, I will discuss on Discord server. So again, go ahead and join over there if you're not already a member, and jump into some discussions, and we can talk about this video, this event, any of the updates or anything like that. So, all right. Well, until the next time, this has been QC Runner for QC Runner Games, and I will talk to you later. See you.